Are you sitting on an older Canon body right now, staring at your lens collection and wondering if it's finally time to pull the trigger on an upgrade? Or should you just keep waiting for that perfect camera that never seems to arrive? Well, 2026 is officially the year that is going to answer that question for you. Canon has 5 massive cameras in the pipeline, and the leaks we have are so detailed that we can actually break down the specs, the pricing, and the release windows right now. Some of these cameras are going to directly change your buying decisions. One of them, which we are saving for the very end, is a total wild card that most people aren't even mentioning yet. It might just be the most versatile tool Canon releases all year. If you don't want to miss these updates as they drop, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on those notifications, because Canon's calendar is moving faster than ever. Let's get into the heavy hitters, starting at number 5 with the Canon EOS R3 Mark II. While this might not be a total surprise, it is easily one of the most technically impressive things Canon has ever attempted. The original R3 launched back in 2021 and became the gold standard for sports. Photographers and journalists who needed raw speed, it was a tank. But the Mark II is pushing things to a level that is actually hard to wrap your head around. Biggest leak points to a dual native resolution stacked BSI CMOS sensor. This means you can switch between 24 megapixels for extreme high-speed shooting and a massive 50 to 54 megapixels when you need fine detail. In high-speed mode, your burst rates could exceed 90 frames per second electronically. Even at high resolution, you're still looking at 40 frames per second. That is an absurd amount of power in one body, for the filmmakers we are hearing. Rumors of 8,000 and even 9K RAW recording. The autofocus is also getting a boost with tech borrowed from global shutters. This camera is built for the professional whose livelihood depends on never missing the shot. It's expected to land between $6,500 and $7,000, which is a serious investment, but the dual resolution sensor completely changes the math for pros. Now, if you want that pro-level speed but don't have a pro-level budget, you need to look at number 4. The Canon EOS R7 Mark II. This is the camera most people are actually paying attention to. The original R7 was a massive hit for wildlife and bird photographers because it offered great performance on an APS-C budget. The Mark II is expected to land in mid-2026, and it represents a huge jump. We're looking at a sensor upgrade to around 40 megapixels on a stacked chip. Electronic burst rates could hit 40 frames per second, putting it right in the professional lane. One of the most shocking leaks is the image stabilization, which is reportedly being pushed to 8.5 stops of IBIS. That is extraordinary for an APS-C body. It's also rumored to include 8K RAW video and better thermal management so it doesn't overheat during long shoots. The body will likely be a bit larger to accommodate dual CF Express and SD card slots. The price will probably jump to around $1,999, but with these specs, it is going to be the ultimate tool for anyone shooting birds in flight or fast action. Coming in at number 3 is the Canon EOS R10 Mark II. Not everyone needs a powerhouse. Some people just want a solid, compact camera that doesn't cost a fortune. The original R10 was the perfect entry-level gateway into the RF system. The Mark II isn't trying to reinvent the wheel. Instead, it's a refinement. We'll likely keep the 32.5 megapixel resolution, but improve the processing power and autofocus speed. Video is getting a meaningful bump with better 4K quality and improved low-light handling. You should expect the design to stay small and light, which means it probably won't have IBIS or weather sealing. Canon knows exactly who this is for, the hobbyist or the traveler who needs a lightweight backup. Pricing should stay right around $1,000. Keeping it competitive against Sony and Fuji, look for this one around the end of 2026. At number 2, we have the Canon EOS R8 V. This is an interesting move because it's a creator-focused variant of the full-frame R8 platform. Think of it as a camera tuned specifically for video content creators who need more than a standard stills camera. It will likely feature a 24-megapixel full-frame chip with a very fast readout. The big selling point here is uncropped 4K at 60 frames per second and potentially 4K 120p. You'll get Canon Log 3 for professional color grading, and finally, unlimited recording time. This is the feature creators have been begging for. There's a lot of debate about whether it will include IBIs, but even without it, the audio improvements and creator-centric firmware make it a huge step up. It's expected to cost around $1,799. If you felt like the standard R8 was holding your video work back, this V variant is the answer. Finally, we reach number 1, the camera I mentioned at the start. It's the Canon PowerShot V3. I know, you're probably thinking of PowerShot, but hear me out. The V3 is expected to be a total game changer for versatility. It's rumored to have a much larger 1.4-inch sensor and a massive 20x optical zoom. It covers a range of 24mm to 480mm. Imagine having that kind of reach in a camera that fits in your jacket pocket. It's being designed with a flip screen, proper audio ports, and 30 frames per second burst rates. This isn't meant to replace your professional mirrorless rig, but it is the ultimate all-in-one tool for travel and vlogging. You can go from a wide-angle landscape to a tight wildlife, shot without ever changing a lens. It will likely cost between $999 and $1,500. For anyone who wants quality without a bag full of heavy glass, the PowerShot V3 might actually be the most practical and exciting release on this entire list, in my opinion. If you are a professional, the R3 Mark II is a dream, but for 90% of us, the R7 Mark II or the PowerShot V3 are the real stars here. They bring high-end tech into forms that actually change how we shoot daily. If you liked the video, subscribe, share the video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a deep dive into the tech that matters.